right, here we go. We're back. We're back to our third stream.
What's up?
How you guys all doing? Chilling.
We're gonna be doing some reviews today. Not really reviews, more so I guess just watching videos and giving our thoughts. Yeah, reviews.
Yeah, we're gonna actually review and check out these conspiracy stories behind the superstitious mountains out in Arizona. And the stories regarding these mountains go way back to the time of the Native Americans. And it's a very sacred land to them, and land that isn't supposed to be disturbed for many reasons to them. But unfortunately, a group of gold miners specifically around the area were looking for gold. We're looking for gold and turned up to finding a mine of gold, which was also a different story because
Is it haunted?
well, no, the four miners went. I think it was like four miners that went to it together, and one of the miners ended up killing the other guys. So
Like
only
him
he.
crazy?
No, like he killed them.
Oh, he just said.
So he can be the only one to know where all the gold is in the mine. So he would
bastard.
So yeah, so he would go, load up, get a bunch of gold with them, and then take it back, sell it, and live his life. And then when he needed more, go back up there and do the same thing. And I'm not sure how someone ended up with his map sometime farther down the
like a treasure map.
yeah.
But so is this mountain haunted now because of all the killing?
Well, not even because of the killings of that guy, but because it was just Native American land. Native American shamans would go up there, do rituals and ceremonies and stuff. So it's very sacred, and because people went over there and disturbed the land and messed it up and whatnot, what is it called? Desecrated it. So there's all this evil energy up there protecting the mountains, protecting the Native American culture, beliefs, and that's what you got stories of Skinwalkers up there. You got stories of people going missing and never being found. You got UFO related stories to those mountains.
Dude, I'm getting excited.
Yeah, dude, these mountains are like, that's why I call superstitious mountains, because there's just so many different stories and superstitions behind why these mountains are just dangerous and crazy. Let's do it. All right. Here we go.
So this is on.
In the heart of Arizona lies a rugged terrain that whispers tales of mystery and intrigue, the Superstition Mountain Range. This isn't your typical mountain range. It's a land where the usual rules of nature seem to bend and warp, where the inexplicable and the extraordinary find a home. It's a place that echoes with the whispers of hidden treasures, lost to time and cloaked in enigma. Here, tales of unexplained disappearances send shivers down the spine, painting a picture of a land that seems to swallow people whole. And then there are the supernatural occurrences, stories that defy logic and reason, sparking curiosity and fear in equal measure. From phantom lights to spectral apparitions, the Superstition Mountain Range seems to be a magnet for the mysterious and the uncanny. So, tighten your grip, steady your heart, and prepare your mind. Join us as we delve into the top 10 unexplained stories that shroud this mountain range in an enigma. Our first tale takes us on a quest for a lost treasure, known as the Lost Dutchman's Gold Mine. Legend whispers of a rich vein of gold, hidden deep within the rugged terrain of the Superstition Mountain.
So that's what I was talking about right there. The gold mine. The gold mine is a huge story behind the superstition mountain because supposedly there's just like endless amount of gold.
So is this all
Up there.
is this all like a quarry now? That just
No, it's not. It's not a quarry at all. It's
But look at all the steps in the back. Is that all that's just been mined down?
no, it's not been mined down. They can't. It's Native American land. There's no mining in there at all.
Oh, that's
That's just how it is. Yeah, the just topography. There's there.
But they built that.
That's
The
probably
Native Americans built that.
most likely. I don't know, but
I thought it looked like a quarry. That's why.
yeah, no. They're not mining it. It's not mineable. It's like on protected federal land, but it
So
belongs to like the Native American reservation property area, I believe.
Let's see what they
A
say.
portion of it, I think.
The story tells of a German immigrant, Jacob Waltz, known as the Dutchman, who allegedly discovered this mine in the late 19th century. However, he took the secret location of the mine to his grave, leaving behind only cryptic clues. Over the years, many brave adventurers have embarked on a journey to uncover this elusive treasure. Yet their quests often ended in mystery, with numerous explorers vanishing without a trace. The mountain seems to guard its secret well, swallowing those who dare to venture its depths in pursuit of the Dutchman's gold. The question remains, is it the mountain's rugged wilderness that claims these seekers, or is something more sinister at play? Could the mountain be guarding its treasure, or is there a more sinister explanation? From lost treasures, we move to a more supernatural tale, the legend of the Apache thunder god. Nestled within the rugged terrain of the
Alright, now we're getting into. And this video isn't really diving too much into detail.
It seems like
Behind-
Is there more? It seems like it's just gonna be more stories.
It seems like they're telling stories.
Or encounter.
Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and watch this video and just look through the theories and stories behind it. And then
We'll choose one.
for the next
or
stream,
so,
yeah,
dive
we'll
into
go
it.
ahead and dive into that specific story. Alright.
Superstition Mountain, this deity is believed to be the master of thunderstorms and lightning. The Apache tribe, with its deep-rooted respect for the natural world, reveres this powerful entity, attributing the mountain's unpredictable weather to its whims. Imagine, if you will, a deity so potent that it can summon tempests at will, causing the sky to rumble with thunder, and the jagged peaks to shimmer with flashes of lightning. Many have reported such unexplained weather phenomena in the area, adding a layer of mystery to the mountain's allure. Some say that the Apache thunder god is the mountain's guardian, protecting its secrets and treasures. Others view it as a symbol of the mountain's untamed power. But one question remains: is this deity real, or just an old tale passed down through generations? Our next tale delves into an eerie curse.
But before we go on to the next one, what do you know about the Apache Native American tribe?
Enlighten me. I'm not too much,
You
to
don't-
be honest.
Like, no.
Other than I know that they've been through different wars. You know, they've been in the Spanish War, they've been in the Civil War, they've been in
They were one of the tribes.
basically in
that
every. They're one of the longest tribes.
they're
also, right?
what is it?
Isn't Navajo and the Apache like the biggest, or I don't know, maybe you're wrong. Biggest tribes still.
I'm not sure who's the biggest tribes. I just know that the Apaches was one of the most war-headed and war-minded tribes that were out there. They were the ones that would
they got
go out and do
killing
raids.
machine named after them. You know.
Yeah, they were out there doing raids in the prairies, out there in the plains, the Great Plains.
I mean, they were ruthless.
I'm not sure. That's outside noise right there that we just heard. That's pretty crazy. All right, let's see. Let's see what this next. The curse of the Superstition Mountain. I wonder if they're gonna talk about Skinwalkers. We'll see. We'll get into it.
Said to loom over the Superstition Mountain. The Superstition Mountain, a rugged and enigmatic landscape, has been a source of fascination and fear for many. Its name alone is enough to send a shiver down your spine. But it's not just the
I
name
don't
that's
think any of these
chilling.
are
There's a
also
curse
the
rumored
actual
to haunt this
superstitious
mountain
mountains,
range, a curse
which
that's said to claim the lives of those who
is
dare to
kind of
explore
grinding
its
my gears 'cause
depths
I wanna
or
see what
mine
they
its
actually
riches.
look like.
The curse of the Superstition Mountain is attributed to the numerous unexplained deaths and disappearances that have occurred in the area over the years. Brave explorers, ambitious treasure seekers, even seasoned locals.
If you're contemplating treating yourself to a unique travel experience,
All have fallen victim to this alleged curse. Their stories, their tragedies add to the chilling lore of the mountain. Is it the curse that claims these lives? Or could it be the harsh, unforgiving terrain and the wild creatures that inhabit it? Could there be a curse, or is it the harsh terrain and wildlife that claims these lives? We now delve into tales of strange lights and eerie sounds that have baffled locals and visitors
Is this
alike.
a whole other story now?
The Superstition Mountain
Yeah.
Range has been a hotbed of unexplained phenomena,
It just gets
sparking
So,
intrigue
these
and a sense of
are-
suspense.
As the title says, 10 unexplained mysteries, and I feel like they're just giving a gist of each one. But I feel like it's just lore. I feel like all this is pretty good lore for like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
Excuse me if I'm not wrong.
Let's
But I mean,
see.
let's dive into honestly.
This is the
I-
same
I'm
video?
skeptical. I'm skeptical. I've never dealt into like skinwalkers and Sasquatches and
Alright, look at this thing. This
and
guy seems a little bit more interesting.
chupacabras, you know, like
I'll tell you, as a professional guide, as a hunter, as a botanist who goes out looking for plants in
Let's see.
Indian ruins, this is the one mountain range I will not go into alone.
On
I'll
the
learn
outskirts
about
of Phoenix,
Skinwalkers today.
Arizona, sits the
Is
infamous
this Skinwalkers?
Superstition Mountain
Huh?
Range,
Is
a
this
grouping
like
of massive
Skinwalkers?
peaks
This
and
is the same
landforms, which are
Superstition
commonly known
Mountain?
as some of the most haunted and
But
most
hopefully he
dangerous
talks
in the
about-
entire United States.
see.
While
You
we
get
were
some
walking
reference
through
about
our
it.
series of
Too much
paranormal
about
investigations in
Skinwalkers.
Arizona, we knew for a fact that we had to stop by the Superstitions to see just how haunted they were for ourselves. When we got into town for our investigation that night, we met up with Corey, a local professional guide who specializes in taking people hiking throughout various wildlife areas in Arizona, and we headed into the
So you're not too familiar with Skinwalkers?
So my basic knowledge on just videos that I've seen before, what I know of skinwalkers they are copycats. They are imitators. They can either imitate your voice or they can imitate your body, but not like I don't know. Like they're very ominous. Are they spirits? Are they actual creatures? Are they physical? Are
The
they
the lore behind it is that they were shaman, Chumash shaman, that was studying black magic and is basically a form of immortality. But what you do is they do these rituals where they take the spirit or the body and stuff of other animals, and that's how they transform into coyote, or I think it's coyote, an owl, like a deer, and possibly like a rabbit or something like that. They transform into, they carry skin pelts of these animals that they capture and kill and do rituals.
so they can't turn like into another human,
They no they
or is that a different?
the only human form that they take is themselves. Is their human
Because there's
form.
been other videos I see where supposedly they can transform into other humans and imitate them.
There's Wendigos.
Ah,
That's a whole
I
different
think-
one,
I think
and those are the ones that imitate and lure you through pretending they're humans and stuff. But skinwalkers are like shamans that like put curses and put hexes on you and your family and just cause you to have lots of bad luck and shit.
See, I thought they were just like like I said earlier, like a chupacabra or.
No, no, totally different. These were, yeah, they were just shamans that studied black magic and wanted to learn like more.
So would you say they belong to the spirit world now?
Yeah, they're no longer human. The more they're in that, the more time that they spend in as those animals and do the rituals and stuff that they have to keep doing to maintain that their lifestyle, or to maintain themselves from basically dying, the more that they lose their humanity for them. So essentially there's no more humans there. It's just a human body, but nothing human about it.
I'd like to see more of that.
Superstitions Wilderness. It's definitely a spooky walk, even in the daytime. The way that the land feels, how it speaks to you as you head down the twisting paths, and the power that the area has is indescribable. It's a very spiritual, yet also frightening experience. Corey is an insanely knowledgeable guide who researches the paranormal world as a side gig, and knows a thing or two about the animal and plant life in these areas. For example, check out right here as he grabs a prickly pear cactus, lights it on fire to singe the needles off, and peels it back to give us a taste of the desert fruit. It was pretty insane how knowledgeable Corey was, and the fruit was pretty tasty. As we made our way back to a good vantage point where we could see the mountains and conduct our interview, I couldn't help but notice the stifling feel of the environment around the superstitions. Something was off. I could feel it in my chest. This area has seen some crazy negative events in the past.
So
I'm
bad
sure
vibes,
it will
man,
see
bad
even
vibes.
more in the future. I guarantee that what Corey is about to tell you will blow your
It's
mind.
a great picture to me.
Huh?
I didn't get that bad vibes.
Wait for that to pass.
No, they're getting bad vibes. They're there. You can't get bad vibes. Over here, you can't feel it.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't,
voices
I don't know, it just doesn't feel
Cactus feel.
Yeah.
Oh, you have
So
to
why
be there
don't
to feel
you
it. Like,
introduce yourself? You
It
can look
looks
right at the
pretty-
camera, and then you got it.
I just feel
I'm Corey Daniel, professional guide down here out of Phoenix, Arizona. What else? I don't know where to go. Where do you want me to go? I'm Corey Daniel, professional guide down here in Phoenix, Arizona with the Paranormal Files, and we are standing on the northwest edge of the Superstition Mountain Range. What you're looking at here in the background is 5 interconnecting volcanic calderas, which are underground volcanic systems, which exploded or formed more appropriately a dome about 28 to 30 million years ago. And they used to be about 3 times higher than they are now. They have worn down over the years. Back when
Oh,
this
wow.
was blowing up for about 5 to 8
Used to be
million
a lot
years,
bigger
geologists
than that.
believe, this whole area was uninhabitable. There was just gas and clouds and ash everywhere. These cliffs you're seeing right behind me are welded tough and tough. The Superstition Mountain Range is agreed upon by all geologists to be probably the most vicious and roughest mountain range in the lower 48 states. It is not a place to be taken lightly. There are deaths up here regularly every year from hikers. And that does not include the murders. It does not include the mysterious disappearances dating all the way back to the days of the Jesuits. And that's why we're talking with the Paranormal Files today. Everything in the Superstition Mountains centers around Apaches and gold. And it's ironic because there's never been any gold found in this mountain range. In fact, geologists say that this type of rock formation does not allow for gold. There's been gold all the way around it. If you go off to the west, we're gonna be at Goldfield in a little bit here. There is fields of gold. It's called Goldfield, and they mine gold there. One of the richest gold mines in the entire state, historically, has been in that little town, the ghost town that we're going to be in. If you go to the other side, the town of Superior.
I'm still kind of stuck on. Did he say that it was from a volcanic eruption?
Yes, different volcanoes underneath created one giant eruption.
So that was from an eruption?
Yeah, that's all from an eruption that occurred. But it was a lot taller than that. But it's been shrinking throughout
Yeah,
the
that
time.
part stuck out to me.
Globe in Miami, Arizona, not Florida. There's gold all through there, and copper and other heavy metals as well, silver and some other stuff, but nothing really in the mountain range. That being said, the stories and the hunters and the gold hunters and treasure hunters have been coming out here for hundreds and hundreds of years. This mountain range it's gone by dozens of names. Today it's called the Superstitions. If you're a local, you know it as the Soups. If you want to sound like a Phoenician from Phoenix, we call them the Soups. It's had dozens and dozens of names depending on who was living here at the time. The Apaches knew this mountain range as the abode of the thunder gods, and they still refer to it as that. This mountain range, for some reason, and the geologists and the climatologists don't know, it makes weather. During the monsoon seasons and even for the winter rains, our rains are split in two, January, February, and then July and August, and by 4 months of drought on both sides. These mountain ranges can be just completely full of weather, and when it does, being a volcanic drainage, a decomposing caldera, you get floods coming out of Boulder Canyon, Peralta Canyon. I mean, crazy floods, and that's the flood that actually wiped out the town of Goldfield we're going to be at later, back in, I want to say, 1898. And it flooded out the entire town and filled up all the passages and scrambled all the gold in the mines. They had to shut it down. They couldn't get back to the gold again. So it's a treacherous mountain range. I'll tell you, as a professional guide, as a hunter, as a botanist who goes out looking for plants and Indian ruins, this is the one mountain range I will not go into alone. I have an extremely healthy respect for this mountain range. I backpack solo and backcountry off trail as a minimalist, and I don't go in here alone. There are people who have hiked these mountains for years and years and one day just wind up dead. The gold stories that permeate this entire mountain range all center around the Peralta family, and Peralta was down here in the mid-1800s. He supposedly found a mine. He didn't find a mine. He found gold, and he was mining it right back. You can see that little peak right back in there in the foreground. Just over that is Massacre Grounds. And Massacre Grounds is where Peralta's men, allegedly 400 of them, died. They were massacred by the Apaches. Like I said, the Apache called this the abode of the thunder gods. It is equivalent to a church to them, and they wanted Peralta out of here. He would not leave. He even informed them that they were all no longer Apache, but they were now Mexicans, to which they laughed at, and the war was on. While this is the story, and a lot of historians will tell the...
Yeah, the Apaches were...
Warriors,
the Apaches.
they were
Yeah,
warriors.
straight warriors.
I know that.
They were some tough son of a guns that they just went at it with everyone that they
Savages, bro.
went up against. Like, yeah.
The story, there's no actual proof, and it's one of those weird things. There's no hard copy on that. People have looked and looked and looked. However, people have a lot of paranormal experiences right back in there on Massacre Grounds. Apparently 398 people, as the story goes, were massacred there. 2 jumped over the mountain and ran back to Mexico, and 1 made it and told the stories. They tried to get the Mexican government to come back up and start mining again, but the Mexican-American War was going on at the time, and 12 years later the Gadsden Purchase happened, and this became part of the U.S. territories. During that fight, during that massacre, there were about 80 to 100 mules that had saddles on, and they had gold concentrate in them. Those mules ran out into the desert, and they were never seen again. They believe the Apaches found the mules, ate them or sold them, and took all that gold and piled it up. They didn't really know what to do with it. Gold, they knew it was valuable to the white people. There is confirmation from Dr. Thorne years later, but to skip to the end of the story here, when the U.S. cavalry came over during the Apache Wars, they started finding, a couple people found some actual saddlebags, and it did confirm the story. 2 were found definitely, and about another 9 or 12 allegedly. People retired on it, and then this became killing fields. I believe there is a book yet to be written about psychopaths and psychopathy in the Old West. You know, we romanticize about the cowboys and the Indians, about the gambling and the shootouts and the law enforcement, but what you never hear about are the dregs of society that went west, that got pushed west on the frontier, where there was no law, to where they could dry gulch anyone and take their wagon and their horse and just commit murders willy-nilly. It was well known back east during that time that there was gold up in these mountains and bags of it laying all over the place. And there's a lot of evidence that people were coming out here just bushwhacking people left and right. They found some bones not too long ago over that other hill on the other side of that mountain, and they think it may have been part of the Peralta massacre, but they're not sure. They've been finding headless people in here, bodies minus heads, and then they'll find the head months later or years later, like wedged in a crack, you know, on some cliff 10 miles away, right? The primary story that these mountain ranges that this mountain range
There we go.
delivers
Primary
to us
start.
is that of Jacob Waltz
Finally.
and the Lost Dutchman. He
Yeah.
was a Prussian. He wasn't a Dutchman. He's actually Prussian. He came out here, and his girlfriend at the time, Ken T, she was an Apache. She showed him something up here. Whether she showed him a mine, or Jesuit gold, or the bags of the gold, we don't know. But those two were pulling gold out of here. Where that mine was, we don't know, because Jacob Waltz took that knowledge to his death. On his deathbed, he allegedly said that the entrance to his mine is where the shadow of Weaver's Needle was cast at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. People were looking with ground-penetrating radar where the shadow is with the sun on every day of the year. People have been at this for 100 years looking for this thing. No one's ever found it. So that's the primary story that surrounds about 300 books, documentaries written about that lost gold story. And if you're chasing gold, this is a great place to tear up boots and kill horses out here, because it's a very, very rugged mountain range. There have been people looking for this gold mine ever since about 1891, 1892, just after Jacob Waltz died. And that's when the headless people come in. Like I said, there's famous stories. I'm not getting into all of them here. There's books dedicated to the people who have come out here from the east looking for this gold mine, only to have their bodies found later, minus a head. Right, so those stories are everywhere. This is the roughest mountain range in the lower 48 states, and it has a hell of a story in terms of deaths surrounding it. A lot of people believe, and I heard this today, I was listening to some older videos about this mountain range. They believe that there's still a society of either Pima or Apache. I've heard it was the Apache that still protect this mountain range, a small society that protects it physically by killing people who get too close to the caves. Today's story I heard was from a gentleman related to Jesse James down there. Actually, he works at, or he did work down there at Goldfield. He said it was the Pima, but I don't know. The gold doesn't interest me much as a researcher, and as a child of the desert down here. It's the occultic side, personally, and I search out the ancient stories. There are stories of caves in this entire mountain range, and some of those stories center around people like the Phoenix Herald back in the 1800s had a story about a gentleman who was up here chasing horses, and he was up on the side of a hill, and he went into a cave, and he found copper axes, and he found the bones of about 7 giants, people about 8 to 10 feet tall, right? And if you follow this genre of research, all the Native Americans have stories of giants as well as little people. But it's the giants down here in the southwest that is the big one. Whether it's the Gila, the Apache call them the Gwindipids, right? The Hopi talk about them, and they all factor into the creation story. But he says that there are definitely caves with giants' bones in them up in there. There was another story David Hatcher Childress told in his one of his last books. He had a friend named Robert who lived in Sedona, and that gentleman was up here in this mountain range, and he found a cave with his friend, and it went down a spiral staircase. It was hand-hewn rock. It was hand carved. They went down and found another chamber deep into the ground. There was another story later on about some people up on the side of, I think it's LaBarge Canyon or Boulder Canyon, I'm not sure, where they talk about finding a cave up on the side. And they go in this little fissure, and this room opens up. I believe there were 6 gentlemen on this expedition. The room fit 5, and one guy looked in another fissure in the back, and he saw a crystal or a glass skull shoved in it. They couldn't get back to it. They tried to dynamite it. It didn't work. They decided just to leave it and seal it back up.
Honestly, I think
so. These stories are all through here. You can go the route of the portals, right? You say portals, and people think that you're crazy, but the Native Americans believe them. Every single tribe talks about portals opening up to the other side, especially down here in this part of Arizona. Most of the natives up north will tell you about their star brothers and their star sisters. They're not shy. You won't find a native tribe that doesn't believe in aliens, that we were actually seeded here. Most of my native friends will tell you that we were seeded from another race. But down here,
Yeah.
20,000 children.
You want to keep watching that video, or should we switch to another one?
switch it, but
If you don't subscribe,
he made some. I mean, he said some interesting. The giants, which is interesting thing. He mentioned giants.
Yeah, well,
The caves. I'm not surprised about the caves. or tunnels because I feel like they found a lot of other caves with like large doorways in other mountainous areas throughout Arizona, Utah, Colorado. Like look at Grand Canyon. I know they
Well,
found
Grand Canyon.
yeah they found like the huge archways that they've had to be for giants. You know, there's no way
It's
to get up there.
they found hieroglyphs in the Grand
Yeah,
Canyon.
yeah.
They
So
found
that's why I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that.
Egyptian hieroglyphs out there in the Grand Canyon.
I'm still kind of tripped out about the whole eruption thing.
Yeah, there was a massive eruption with several
I wouldn't mind looking
volcanoes
into
from way
that.
back then.
But you know what's crazy? I was listening to another pod today, and they had brought up the whole pyramids and how they shot out basically laser energy, and how it could create, and how they could target it, and so there would be blasts into the earth, and the only thing that could make that kind of blast at the time could be the pyramid. But that's just like that's a whole other conspiracy talk. Yeah, so
the
giants
superstition
giants in Northern California, or sorry, Northern Arizona.
Mhm.
That's interesting. So there isn't any gold. They said that they couldn't find
That
any
they've
gold
been
in
able to
that certain
find.
type of
Yeah.
terrain. Yeah, people still go and try because of somebody else that
Of the main
claimed they found gold.
story, yeah. But there was gold around that whole area, just not in those mountains. Supposedly.
So they say.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot of bad energy, a lot of death. But I mean, that was probably the whole West at that time. Don't you think? You know, as they're traveling through Texas all the way to California, the whole trails were just probably be raids, robbers.
well, just think about it before.
Bandits.
Just think about before there was even any white
Before
people.
the trains.
Before there was any white people here. Before when it was just the straight.
Just the Native Americans.
Native Americans.
They didn't have roads. It was just
No, it was
on
on foot. I don't think there was really horses, wild horses, until the
I thought they had
Spaniards.
horses.
The Spaniards brought the horses. The
Really?
Spaniards brought the horses, and then a group of Indians, Native Americans, that traded with the Spaniards, came up on horses, and then they started breeding horses, and then the Spaniards left and just left the small amount of horses here, and then they just bred them, but horses were not native to North America. They were brought from Spain. And then they were just used for trading.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then they just started breeding them on their own. I'm guessing.
Using the Apache was one of the native tribes that really used horses. What other tribe? A lot of the tribes from the Great Plains were really nomadic tribes, and that were on horseback a lot. A lot of tribes out here that were in California and coastal areas didn't really have horses out here. The Chumash, I don't think the Chumash really were big into horses. I think they just had their big communities that they were around. There's a whole tribe that is just known for running, and they're like just run for miles and miles and miles. An American tribe. But it's pretty dope.
Let's watch a movie.
Yeah, let's see what else I can find real quick.
Let's dive into what they study there. I'm down to do like what? We guys think Skinwalkers. He said Skinwalkers, giants from that mountain.
Here, I want to show you a really
Those are
good
always
video
interesting.
from Skinwalkers. Can you bring the... This guy's dope. Sorry. Oh, wow. Sorry, guys, sorry. There you go. Is it a donkey or a deer? Because it looked like a donkey's head, but then it was wearing like a fucking deer.
This is Skinwalker.
I know Coke when I see it.
Watch its back start to stretch.
Thank you out there for the bless you. Whoa, why was that cat doing like that?
My cat does that.
Possessed. Oh, what the hell?
That's Paul, bro.
What the hell?
This is his boy.
This game,
What the hell is even that?
you're not ready.
This
Alright,
one's gonna be a
Shine
doozy for sure. Let me just tell you that these are
Oh,
not
that was not the video?
Skinwalkers.
No.
Everything you know about Skinwalkers is a lie, except for the very few of you who actually kind of know what you're talking about. Now, this video is going to be the first of my paranormal series, so there's going to be a lot more paranormal investigations, more stories, more talks about my experiences that I've had in the
I
paranormal.
see fast forwarded.
So this first subject that we're going to
He's
cover
already gonna get off the
is the
subject.
Anagloshi, or
That's
best
their
known as
actual
by
name.
everybody around the world as Skinwalkers.
Yeah. For those that aren't aware, the Skinwalker Navajo name is Anagloshi. So you're not really supposed to say it because saying the name Skinwalker or the actual name itself is supposed to attract them to you. So when you're out in the wilderness and you're out in Native American land, never say that. Or whistle. Also, do not whistle at night because that's also a thing to attract skinwalkers.
Good thing I already forgot what they're called.
Yeah, cool.
Ahonyat, hey everybody. My name is Sean Clyn and welcome to another episode of Sean Clyn's Shadow Productions. So this one's gonna be a little bit different from my niche, but not really different from who I am. So this one's gonna be a
He's so
different
mysterious.
segue into my
He's-
paranormal
yeah.
side.
So he does paranormal hunting on Indian reservations, and his brother is a warrior of the paranormal, and they have these special trainings to get rid of bad energy and bad entities that are still around in the Native American land because they're part of the Native American culture. So him and his brother go out to different reservations to hunt these different entities, and they hunt skinwalkers and they hunt other dark entities that plague the Native American reservations. which is pretty cool. So he does straight like paranormal stuff like that. And one of the episodes that they did, they were on a road trip and they came down here to the Ventura Theater, and they did an episode because the Ventura Theaters has some haunted stories behind it, and they did like a whole skit out here in Ventura, which was pretty dope. But that's the whole story for another time. Let's see.
My channel. So this is going to be the very first episode I'm going to be going over, and I have to say, I have seen a lot of misinformation out there about the subject I'm going to be covering. I've been traveling on the YouTubes, the TikToks, the Instagrams, and I've been seeing a lot of videos about how people try to tell stories about skinwalkers.
Here, for example, in this video, we see a skinwalker who has taken
He's a
on the
big
form of a man.
Comic-Con person too.
Hey, neighbor.
In fact, skinwalkers are basically wizards who've killed their loved ones.
Now, I know a lot of you out there have heard stories or even claimed to have seen a skinwalker in their lives. And I have to say that maybe like 80% of you are wrong. Let me explain. So, I know a lot of word has been spread across the United States, across all Turtle Island, and even the world about skinwalkers and the lores and the legends of it. And I've seen a lot of YouTube videos. They get some things right here and there, but I noticed that they miss a lot of stuff.
Sure.
And,
What?
you know, I honestly don't blame them.
Dude, yes.
You know, it's a hot topic. They're not from these lands, and so they do their best to get what they can from Google and do the research online. And so I'm here to set the story straight. And now I know on our previous channel, Unearthing the Supernatural, we kind of covered this subject a lot, but here I'm going to do it officially on my channel. So, where does the Skinwalker come from? Where does the Yanagloshi come from? Where do they hail? Where do they live? Hell, might even know what they eat. Just kidding.
You must be real brave for saying
But
that.
Skinwalkers and Yanagloshis originate from the Navajo Nation. Hundreds of years ago, medicinal people used to go to our four sacred mountains that border the Navajo Nation. 2 in Colorado, 1 in Arizona, and 1 in New Mexico. Now, these medicinal people would have to traverse the land very quickly to be able to do this ceremony within a couple days. So, the spiritual people taught these medicinal men how to shapeshift, how to turn into animals, how to turn into deer, how to turn into coyotes, how to turn into hawks. And so they used this power to be able to traverse the land for good, to do really good medicinal ceremonies, to be able to help patients, and in that old sacred way they used to do this. But to be able to learn how to shapeshift was a very, very, very hard task and was not easy to do. So what people used to have to do, they used to spend years of their life learning the songs, going through ceremonies to be able to learn how to shapeshift into these animals. Now, there's a lot of people that were out there that were like, man, this is taking too long. I can't do this, you know, I can't stick with this. Now,
So get to the point.
that happened. Evil and darkness heard their voice as well, heard their prayers, searching for an easier way to do this. Darkness and evil said, come here. I know how to make you shapeshift really easy.
Hey, what up,
But
Max?
there's a couple things that you have to do
Logging in.
to be
Saying
able
what
to
up.
obtain this power.
What's up, bro?
So some people were just like, well, what do you have to do? There's certain steps and ceremonies you have to
Learning
do to
about
be
the
able to
Skinwalkers
learn
right now,
how to
homie.
shapeshift the way we
Take
do.
a seat.
First
He's
off,
trying to convince me.
you
I'm
have
skeptical.
to sacrifice a loved one, an immediate loved one. Whether that be your lover, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, or your child, or your grandparents. Somebody that you love and hold close and dear to your heart. You'd have to take them out into the reservation, into the darkness, and you would have to sacrifice them to be able to first step and to obtain this power. Now I know this is really dark, this is really gruesome, but this is the truth of how Yanagloshi has become to be. So, there's some other steps that you have to take that I'm not going to actually disclose to you because a lot of that is very gruesome.
We'll get you on the
I'm not gonna
podcast
go
one
into
day,
detail
Max.
Because a lot of it
We
we're
gotta
gonna
get
keep
you
secret.
on here and talking about
Once
topic.
you complete all these tasks,
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about
you're
it.
able to learn how to shapeshift into evil and darkness. Now, a lot of things that everyone seems to forget is where these skinwalkers come from. The Navajo Nation itself holds a lot of sacred power within its borders, and a lot of songs and ceremonies that tie into the mountains, the land, the sky, and its geological point where it's at.
So does he
So
have
a lot of
any- does he
times,
have any
if you were to
visuals?
be a skinwalker, you draw power
Hey, what?
from
Does he have
the
any
natural
visuals,
landscape
or
that you're at.
is he just
Now,
gonna
am
talk
I
all the time?
saying that there
probably
couldn't
just
be
gonna
a
talk right now
possibility of a
and explain.
skinwalker leaving the Navajo Nation? No. If they're really pretty high skilled enough to be able to leave the Navajo Nation, say go to the East Coast or learn how to shapeshift over there, use the mountain terrain over there and everything, yes, it's possible.
Good old days.
But
it's always a good topic to talk
very,
about.
very unlikely. So what are some of the traits of a skinwalker?
Max wants to come on the podcast.
What are the
and
things they
fucking
can and cannot do?
Bullshit.
Can they turn into an
Let's
elephant?
talk about good old days.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, they have to go
Like
and
days
hunt,
when
kill
you
an
were little
elephant,
kids
wear
playing
its
soccer
skin,
at
and do
West
the whole
Park.
ceremony. Yes, they can turn
Those
into
were the
animals, they can shapeshift into anything. Almost anything, really. But they would have to be able
So
to
they're
kill the
shapeshifters and they
animal,
got the powers
skin
to
it,
sacrifice the
mark it up with
kids.
its markings and designs, put it through its own
It
ceremonies
was
and
basically, and
rituals
he's saying they're
to
real.
be able to prep it to be able to be worn and shapeshift into.
Okay.
Now,
Now where's his
I've seen a lot of
evidence?
videos of people out there saying like their dog, you know, looks weird
Let's
or
see if I can find a video. They had a video where they
enough yapping. Let's get to some action. See what he sees.
Damn, I'm pretty glad you can't see that.
So there's not many skinwalkers out there. Also, there's only a
No,
few
yeah.
spread out through a few states.
There's the skinwalkers that became skinwalkers were medicine men, were shamans.
Man, shaman, just
Nah,
like you said.
yeah.
Okay, I get that.
So it's and there's a special way
they
to
can shapeshift into other animals, spirit animals, but not humans. But they can.
their human form is not necessarily like a human looking person.
Yeah, it's more
like,
ominous. Let's
yeah.
say demon looking, maybe almost.
It could be just like a
But-
big old slinky.
I guess just the
looking thing.
spirit world version, right? Because they're from the spirit world. Somehow they're connected to the spirit
Well,
world.
no, they're not spiritual. It's just they're humans that.
I mean, they must be connected to the spirit world. If they're medicine man, shaman, using some sort of witchcraft, that's all. It has to be spirit world energy, right? Spirit world powers.
Yeah, but they were humans.
I get that.
Yeah. Where's that one fucking video? I'm gonna go ahead and find the video real quick. Yeah, they can be animals. All kinds of animals. They just gotta capture the animal, kill it, and do some kind of ritual to be able to turn it to its skin and its way of looking.
So are they always like on the prowl, or do they just?
Yeah, no, they
have
they
children?
constantly
Like they constantly have to be feeding for what, souls, and
To
they take
survive.
children. They take children. From
No,
these-
they don't take not
What do they
necessarily
do?
children.
Who do they take? They take people.
They feed off of your soul. They feed off of your anguish.
So are they
That's
taking?
why-
So let's just say, supposedly they're taking these hikers that are in that superstition mountain. Let's just say there's a skinwalker out there, and that's what it feeds on those hikers that are disappearing. Feeds on people,
yeah.
or does it feed only like on animals?
People is a lot better when they get to people.
it.
So you have the keys to the truck?
There's someone up there burning things.
Holy shit, what is that?
They're going after this dude's wife right now. We gotta go stop him real quick.
What?
Fast.
Where the fuck are we? I don't think this is smart. But there's no road.
We're going, we don't need.
No.
Don't touch the engine.
Dog.
But those,
Don't even open it.
You're about to lick it? In English, it's Black Raven. So it's already earned a name.
Black Raven? What is it? Wait, what?
So,
Have you had to use this for humans before?
Skinwalkers. Which are pretty much half human, half spirits.
Wait, have you like struck a skinwalker with that?
Take a look deeper into the blade.
What the?
You want one that's even more battle torn than this one.
What? Dog.
What?
Dude, are we? Stop.
That's one of our retired blades.
What? Oh, and it's dripping. Is that that's the poison?
Oh!
Touch it! This one.
That's the one. I was like, you just said not to touch it. He said not to touch the tip.
Corey, I'm just gonna tell you right
They
now.
tip them with some type of poison that affects skinwalkers and stuff.
I will tape a K2 to it. I don't care. I'm everywhere I go from now on. I'm ghost hunting like this.
So, this ash is a blessed ash. The reason for the ash is for protection. You guys are gonna want to go ahead and like dip your fingers in here.
Dude, that thing you're gonna be looking like Blade.
For the males, you do the left side first, and the females, you do the right side. So left, you go left, right, and then you go your heart, your back, and your palms, left, right.
As long as he believes that.
And I will say, personally, if you guys have any relatives or pull out your phones on the wallpaper, I recommend you change that to something that's not a family member or something like that.
Hey, feeling, Corey? Good. Dude, I was trying to find a picture so fast.
Alright, so this is the little ritual they're doing to protect themselves
No.
when they go out there, so that
Would you guys like
Skinwalker can't affect them with its magic to.
Here, so
I mean, there's no
the
way
borders
that
of the
actually
Navajo
can see
Nation are
it,
based
but
off of 4 sacred mountains.
there's no
2
way
in
to, like,
Colorado,
expose
1 in
itself to
Arizona,
that
and 1 in New
people.
Mexico. These medicinal people, a long time ago,
Be on channel 13 as well.
It should just like
They
any
can
other
witch you
animal,
with that,
animal,
too.
it would get spooked.
Mine.
Much.
Like the asshole.
This is
Like we have like.
you know, it's like you don't hear anything, but you hear the ringing. Right now, it's that buzzing.
So they go into these
My brother out
caves, these cave systems, and they try to exterminate skinwalkers. That they fight them in there, or they destroy the camps, the skinwalker camps that they build where they still practice magic and they do other rituals and stuff.
Ashton Hi, Bush's chin.
So what I'm doing is I'm speaking the Navajo language. See if any Navajo spirits might be in here, since we're on the Navajo Nation.
That goes pretty deep down, huh?
You said that one goes into like another room down.
That room we came from, it connects in here. Yeah.
Oh, really? So I could crawl through?
Possibly, I wouldn't recommend it though. All that loose sand, this is all sand, compacted. Could collapse too.
Stop.
Alright, dude, chill. I'll fight a skinwalker, but I ain't fighting Mother Earth.
So just wouldn't recommend bumping in the walls too much.
Oh, it's not like we're in the state that has like one of the largest canyons in the world or something.
Like how I said before, this is the cave where those pictures were taken. So you can see those kids might have been chilling here, then that head popped out of that corner right there, and he was hiding in there.
Are you joking?
No.
That was right there?
Not specifically right there, but it could be. So there's these openings like this, to where they could have been hiding.
I think there's a dessert part to this.
The networks of the old.
Can I go in there?
I'm skeptical.
So that connects down here, right?
That were happening. You hear that, Evan?
I wasn't looking.
That was like a. Anyone hear that? Super loud. It was like a bird was right.
This is what you guys came out for, the legit seriousness of something.
We'll wait here for them.
I mean,
I'll go film. Sure. Can I? Are we? Can we?
This is the part I wanted to show you.
You're supposed to walk back this way.
So they're still They're still out there. I think this is
We
the
should have given
second
them
part.
what I didn't think they were gonna leave us. They literally said stay in the triangle.
They left them.
Yeah, they stick out.
Are you feeling okay?
Oh, 100 times better.
Really?
Yeah. That was so bad.
So remember I told you that they attack you magically or spiritually? He was getting attacked and he was feeling just really bad inside. Like he was getting like stomach cramps and just hurting internally.
Did we skip that part or?
What's the danger if we go out and try and go film?
One of the most evil things in this world.
Head back.
Hear the coyotes out there.
Oh, they sound like dogs.
That's the good.
The coyotes bark.
They sound like that.
Sound like a bark.
You can see this.
He's barking.
Could be trying to trick you right now. They could be trying to put fear in you right now. You gotta be stronger than that.
Just keep breathing.
Yeah, just keep breathing. You'll be alright.
You guys see that?
What?
Look. Look at the sky. Holy shit. Holy shit. What is that?
Yo. Wait. Whoa.
No way, that's a meteor.
Wait. That's a. Is that a saucer?
Starlink.
Starlink, Elon Starlink.
Those are all Starlink satellites.
Dude, look at the screen.
Holy shit.
Little satellites right there. Elon Musk.
Shit, my brain's out.
Go, go.
Sends them shooting all at once.
Sorry for interrupting. I'd never seen that before.
It's all good. I'm getting closer.
Who's
They're out in the
having
fucking middle of nowhere in Navajo land. Arizona, I think. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, like they just gave him some, like, tobacco or some shit.
Yes.
Told him to breathe some dip. Cause it's in your lip.
Yeah.
As we hear the bird again. You hear it?
Yeah. My brother has some more herbs at the car.
You got that herb? I know what that means.
Herb. You got that good.
Is it possible? Like this is relation?
Yeah. Did you cover your feet?
I didn't pee out here.
What was the skin 10
Not
seconds?
walk pee, but you pretended to pee at the river.
I did pretend to pee. I wouldn't do anything, would it?
Maybe they're picking on you.
I was just joking, guys. I wasn't really peeing.
Like, they're trying to find a reason as to why he's being targeted.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the best I felt like since it started hurting us. It's like smelling this now I feel better.
Kind of go more into the open, get away from the tree.
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you guys bug out, if you need to, go out that way and around. So mark your path.
Walk away from here.
Go.
You see that?
Right here is the opening right there. Go around, go back the way we came, follow the road, and go back to the park.
Like they're gonna leave.
I don't even know where Hero went.
He's down there more. He heard something.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, maybe I had to go way too
he's on the move. He's on the move.
I mean, I'll go film. Sure. Can I? Are we? Can we? I wouldn't.
He said, y'all peed? y'all did it. Y'all didn't
walk back this way.
Y'all faked it, bro. I'm out.
Oh yeah, well,
We should have given them what I didn't think they were gonna leave us.
So the thing behind that, what he meant was when they're out there and if they pee, they need to cover it up with dirt and throw a little bit of ashes and tobacco over it, so that the skinwalkers can't use that they can't use their pee and as black magic to hurt them, because they need something of you in order to curse you or cause pain to you. So they would use your urine or your feces that you leave behind. So that's why you got to cover it up and throw ashes and some like tobacco leaves or something like that over it, and it keeps them from using that against you. Which is why he's saying, "Oh, did you go pee?" And he's like, "No, I pretended to pee." He's like, "Okay, but did you still do the little ritual you're supposed to do after?" And he's like, "Nah." He's like, "Oh, well, that's probably why they're picking on you."
Sounds like BS to me.
You can't.
You can't.
He literally said, "Stay in the triangle."
He did. He's out. I'm scared.
Are you feeling okay?
Oh, 100 times better.
Really?
Yeah. Let's get more dick.
That was so bad. It was like my waistline. Dude, I was close to running away. Like, Corey, if you ran away, would you know how to get back? Exactly. That's what makes me think it was a Skinwalker fucking with me, trying to get me to go off on myself.
What's the danger if we go out and try and go film them?
You could die.
No, yeah, that's what we're here to do.
I mean, I'm down though.
I'm up for it.
I'll watch the house.
Yeah, I'll stay here. I got you.
Be in the middle of us, Ginger.
Okay.
Yeah. So that way, in the back, they either get me or Elton in the front, and then you can run.
Dude, where are? How do they? I mean, obviously I know how they see us, trying light, but where are they?
It goes.
Oh, you ain't in a phase, huh?
No, I grew up with this stuff.
Remember, they play on
It's like, I know
on the bright side of life.
Yeah.
They do it to me all the time. They leave me here.
Well, that's the thing they gotta do. They gotta go out there as part of their culture and protect their land still and the people.
I just got the chills.
It goes.
Right there. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Honestly, probably just have to go poop.
He's like, "Light over
he's
here."
like, "Hey, you guys wait over here. I'll be right back." The flashlight, like, "Hey, the flashlight."
It's just back over there.
Hey, stay. Stop right there.
We'll wait here for them.
All right, I'm back.
Do you have a problem?
What?
I ran out of toilet paper.
There's a couple of them out there. They don't want to stand up.
They don't want to stand up?
You know, usually, when we go out there, it's just kind of normal what happens. Is we'll go out, they'll be creepy and stuff like that. But once you show no fear, they usually just start taking off.
Okay.
But we still got to be careful because there's more than one man.
You saw them?
You got a visual? You got a visual? Got that thing on you.
You remember that bird is right here, right?
Yeah.
Or
The
is
straight
that
hollow
bird?
point.
Yeah.
It's up there. He told you guys to come.
Goes to bulletproof.
We kind of just asked if we could, and he said you might die, and he said that's okay, and then we walked out here.
Best Paul, you lost a feather.
No, it's not his fault.
They come out with something surprising.
No,
that's for
my
sure.
rationale is, we're here to document something. It's
Shoot,
like, it'd be so unfortunate if we didn't document it and it was right in front of you because you didn't have a camera.
Yeah.
So we're like, that's why we're here. Look, I'll take a couple flesh wounds to get some good footage.
Yeah, Elton is a very huge skeptical person in the whole in the group of paranormal hunting.
Cattle. The super old cattle prints.
What happens There's a couple of them out there.
Did you see them?
Heard them. What's going on with your stomach?
What's that?
Stomach?
Yeah, it's still hurting.
Or
She want it?
yeah, try some.
See.
Yeah, for shrooms now.
Since we've been gone, or is it like
Oh yeah.
6.
This is.
Shot that 9. Did you shoot?
Head back to the truck.
The more they use their light, the more we can see them. There's a clear shot of them to the left.
Oh. You got this fucking intense, bro. This shit's fucking. Come on, man.
What the fuck?
There it is. Did you see that?
No. There they are again. Barely them.
Did you see it? Did you see that? No. Oh.
God damn it. Take
Oh.
the camera.
I don't think they would film it. They said you're not allowed to see this.
That's why we're doing this, bro. Yeah, I can't see them anymore, which means that camera can't either.
Someone dead.
Pistol? No, they didn't have any firearms.
That's a pistol.
Yeah.
We need to.
Yo, for the gun? Yeah. What? Oh, what the fuck's coming from there, bro? You have the keys to the truck?
Elton has the keys to the truck.
Fuck.
Really?
What? Now. I'm almost completely
Elton's got
fine.
the keys to the truck, and Elton's on that
It is
same
now the
stay
tiniest
back.
amount of pain. Get the fuck out. Like, I'm almost.
You better now?
I'm almost completely fine right now.
They must have got him. That's what that gunshots was.
What?
Yeah, so let's keep.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. Let's keep moving until we are at the truck, then we can stop and talk about it.
I feel fine. Dude, I feel completely back to normal.
You were so fucked up there.
Alright, they're gonna come back with the trophy. What you've been waiting for? Go and believe now, or what? Let's see. Come out of the bushes. Say. Fast forward real quick. How fast is it again? Okay, looks like it's coming.
There they are.
Why don't they just walk over? They told them not to. It says they're right there.
Videos just do nothing but the darkness. Oh, that's him right there?
The time said he was willing to risk it. We didn't.
Oh, let's go.
Oh no. They're doing
And yes, one of them did have a
Navajo
pistol.
sacred rituals by hunting out
I
Skinwalkers.
asked them about mountain
regular
lions
people
and
can't see that
bears.
because it's
And
all
they go,
sacred
yes, they are
to
out here,
Native
but we
American
should be
people.
fine. But I do.
So that's why
have
that's
a
one of the
pistol to be
reasons why they
safe.
can't
Yeah, I
be
was
involved
trying to
in
think that that was some
seeing
kind of,
everything
you know,
specifically. because it's stuff that they don't want the regular people to know about.
You got it, skin?
You know, what are the odds that they're just making up stories just to keep people out of their land?
What?
There could be, but also
just
what about the coincidence?
The rest of
So
them got away.
are Native American people hunting everybody that goes missing on their land then?
No.
Well then how do they?
Like other people that aren't supposed to be on the land.
So they're just serial killers on Native Americans' land, killing other people?
Yeah, because they can get away with
Oh,
it.
I absolutely will not touch that.
Look, there's the skin.
So what happened?
We
You
chased it
ran
down.
over here. What was that popping?
My gun. I slowed it down for a little bit. And he was able to get it.
You've been affected by magic from holding it.
Oh. Go. Don't touch it. Is the arrow still in it? Yeah, it's right there. I'm holding it. Very good. Got it. Oh, fuck. Where's everyone else? Is he? Huh?
All truck.
They're okay?
Yeah,
How is he doing?
I don't know. They're all the truck.
Did he use the restroom?
I don't know. We didn't go down the truck. We stayed up here.
Was there another person over here? I thought there was 4 of you guys. I see a flashlight right there. Is that the truck over there?
Us 3. All
That's
the
it.
rest are at the truck. So the other 4 are at the truck.
Okay. Yeah, that was popped it a couple times with the gun.
And then got it with the arrow?
Well, the arrow was first.
Oh.
Yeah, so they
all the way
this is technically shooting the Skinwalker
So-
and taking one of the skins.
Let's go back to the truck.
Does it kill the Skinwalker?
We gotta put fire. We gotta burn it.
Because the Skinwalker still has the other skins of the other animals that it
carry around anywhere.
accumulated throughout time.
It's making you sick?
Yeah.
But it makes it weaker from not having its full skin because every skin carries like
Amazon is
special amount of
overcharging
power
you, but I can
of
show you
magic
how to
that
avoid
gets put
it.
into
Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
I'm so shocked right now that you're fond of it.
Me too. That was very, very weird.
I mean, they could just cut that out beforehand.
I know, but what would convince you then?
I don't know, like they just being
Guess
so
we're
secretive.
good now.
Like I understand it's sacred, but I mean, that dude was really willing to risk it.
his pants.
What do you guys do other investigations?
There's still there's
Usually the one who gets hit the most?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
they had asked for
Go for like a
permission
week or
from their chief
not to-
elders
like,
to
go get
allow
like a-
them to come with them to do something like this.
That's when you ask for forgiveness instead of
Not
permission.
I know of.
Okay, then you'd be good.
It
Like
doesn't
maybe
work
it's just
like that.
your.
You're asking the wrong. You're about to get
That's what you
exiled
do
from.
now.
You're about to get exiled from the tribe now.
You got the footage now?
Just fucking.
No, you
Yo,
got
would you
exiled
fucking
and you
cut
got
the
the footage
footage?
taken.
That
You
would
can't
be
be broken.
Both of them carrying one, huh? Like 2 of them.
That'd be hard.
But weren't you
Don't be
just able to just put
exposed.
them to sleep, right?
I might walk out. The pain coming back?
Yeah. So there's more out there then, huh? Dude, I still cannot believe they shot. Alright. Those late 6 rounds, man.
So we saw
I'm
that.
skeptic.
We saw them take Skinwalker skin during one of these hunts. So they go out there frequently and do these hunts to try and get rid of Skinwalkers. Pretty interesting. I can see why you're skeptical. Nobody really knows about that they actually go out there to hunt them and remove them from the land. Like, that's something that they keep secret and they keep
I
for
mean,
their
like I
culture.
said, I put that in the same category as like Sasquatch. Like just the evidence isn't sufficient. You know, it's just not there for me.
You gotta be a believer.
Show me a good clip. Make me believe. I want to see what you saw that made you a believer.
I don't need to be a believer. Like, just the facts that it's something that's been going on for hundreds of years, and even the Native American people are scared of them. Like, people don't say the words. They don't whistle at night. Like, they still keep to the very tight, superstitious things that they've been scared of for centuries. Like, that's how tough and that's how hard they believe in something, that they're willing to keep that belief going for hundreds and hundreds of years. Like, it hasn't gotten forgotten. And stuff that usually gets forgotten is usually things that have no facts or no evidence behind it. But if it's, even without the evidence, for the fact alone that it's been kept going, and the whole story behind the Skinwalker has been going for hundreds of years, like, that alone should mean something. Like, because the only stories that the Native American people tell about Skinwalkers are how to be careful and how to avoid them, because they don't like talking about them. And if they're telling you how to be careful and how to avoid them, that should say a lot to begin with. They're not telling you, oh, this is how they are, this is where you'll find them. They're telling you, be careful, avoid them. Like, that's what they talk about. So interesting.
I can understand the caution.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if we were able to go out there into some Native American reservation land and do some paranormal hunting like that. That shit would be tight. I would definitely enjoy to do something like that. That would be cool.
I feel like it's just too big of an area to cover, don't you think? Or would you have to follow like a certain hike?
They're everywhere. They're just all over.
I would do like, fuck it, bro. Donner Pass. Take me Donner Pass.
Over here.
Shit, I'm pretty sure there must be some haunting. I mean, that
there's so much more. There's so much more stuff though, just going on out there in national forests and stuff like. And are you familiar with the 411, the missing 411?
No.
About all the people that go missing every year in national parks around the United States?
Nope.
There's been hundreds and hundreds of people that go missing across the United States in national parks, and they've been going missing since like the early 1700s.
Actually, I've seen a comparison where it's that and
maps,
the
systems.
The map and the U.S. tunnel system, the caves, and that's where most of them go missing to, the majority.
And
most of it's like the Midwest, the Southwest, and like the Appalachians.
Yeah, the Appalachians for sure. So there's so many. There's people say that there's like these weird, either like the Wolfman is out there. You got Bigfoot.
I mean,
you got
mountain people for one. The mountain people are like
feral mountain people,
cannibals.
You got people. You got mole people that live underground. Or you got lizard people out there too that live subterranean, and then you got UFOs. Lizard people, the reptilians.
Shapeshifters.
There's so only a few of the reptilian species is able to come up to the top surface and shapeshift into human-looking type. The rest of the species gotta be kicking it down under.
Sorry. So to go back to the 411, the missing people, the cave systems. Is that just? So most of the. Sorry. That map that I saw with the cave systems comparing to all the missing people, is that including murders and unsolved mysteries, or
that's
or is that
missing
just
people and
reported?
No, that's missing people and unsolved mysteries. Um, that's not reporting the people that go missing and then are found later on. Those just people that just are completely gone, just vanished and never found again.
Is the one in California? That one I did not realize.
Which one in California?
Yeah, there's the tunnel system, like caves. There's a cave system. I mean, that was used for that connected to the railroads.
There's tunnel system everywhere.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like that one just surprised me because I didn't think because they're not used anymore. Everything's just destroyed.
There's so many train lines in California that run across the desert that no longer are running, and a lot of back roads that used to be traveled. There's so many ghost towns in California. There's so many towns just forgotten and left to
ghost towns everywhere. Ghost towns in the whole southwest, basically, throughout Arizona, honestly, isn't it throughout Nevada, and then
Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas.
You know what?
It's just wherever it's wherever people were coming to from the east. They would settle in one place, and then that town never really picked up because it was just a bunch of settlers that got there, didn't really like the place, so then they went all somewhere else, and just little by little, people just stopped showing up to those places and went elsewhere. But ghost towns, because of the gold rush. The gold rush left a lot of ghost towns.
Yeah, not only that, like all those like little suburban, like suburban, like just like the suburban lifestyle during like the 50s, 60s after World War II, like that boom before Cold War era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I feel was like pre-Cold War era that just died off somehow to me. Like those are those ghost towns that I feel like are in like Nevada, Utah, like those just desert areas wherever, like, probably like military testing, which I just found, like I saw recently, like Nevada has like the most radiation in the United States.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
where they did all the
point.
testing in the desert.
And that's why also it's so cheap to live there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just found that out. And I think that's pretty interesting because people don't know that. You know, a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people are moving there.
Yeah, they're moving there because it's cheap, but they don't understand the actual story behind Nevada and the testing sites and how many bombs got dropped out there and how they tested nuclear weapons, and like it's ground zero for fucking nuclear waste. Anyways, this was a great stream. This was our first time doing a reaction, doing all that on YouTube, which is really cool. We'll be doing more of that later on. Go ahead and give us ideas or things that you guys like us to watch and take a look at. We're open to anything and everything. Paranormal, scary, non-paranormal. Just keep it interesting. And we'll be back.
Thank you guys.
All right. We're out.